What's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? Today is Thursday, March 28th, and we can finally close the chapter on quarterback pro days of the 2024 draft cycle. As you can see here, with Dan Quinn looking at Drake Maye like he saw the love of his life. Get you someone that looks at you the way Dan Quinn and Adam Peters looked at Drake Maye at his pro day today. But UNC Chapel Hill Pro Day took place today in the ultimate peaks and valleys of a pro day. We're not going to sit here and judge a prospect or oversell a prospect based on a pro day, but Drake Maye easily had the most intriguing and interesting scripted pro day so far. He threw over 70 passes. They worked on goal line, red zone, deep ball. They did a lot of things. And he threw a whole bunch of passes. He was throwing some of them shits to heaven. He was throwing some of them shits on an elite level. Like, you can see every green and red flag from Drake Maye during this pro day. The tape gonna tape, but this pro day showed everything about the kid. He's an unfinished product at 21 years old. He started 33 games compared to Jaden Daniels' 55 or Bo Nix's 60 plus games in college. But you can see why there's so much intrigue and why opinions can be so drastically different when it comes to the guy. Early on, he was kind of spraying the ball around a little bit. He was missing some throw. He looked nervous. He looked kind of nervous and like he was overthinking. And he was doing a little bit of the Kirk Cousins, beating himself up, kind of talking to himself after certain throws. But once he picked it up, he was slinging that hoe for the rest of the pro day. Interesting note so far. I'd say out of all the quarterback pro days, JJ McCarthy had the best showing. JJ McCarthy had the best showing out of all the quarterbacks pro day. Does that mean he's going to be a better pro? Absolutely fucking not. The best pro day of all time, according to a lot of scouts, media members alike, was Jamarcus Russell. Jamarcus Russell had the best pro day a lot of people have ever seen. He was the number one overall pick the year he came out. And he got fat, leaned up, and played himself out of the league within 3 years. Pro days do not make or break you. They kind of just confirm who you are as a prospect. So based on the entire pro day circuit, McCarthy probably had the most impressive pro day. What does that mean? It means he can complete passes on air. It means he's accurate, but it's practice. You're throwing the ball in shorts, and you're kind of just putting your skills on display to be picked, prodded, and critiqued by fans, scouts, and media, etc. But Drake Maye, once he got these first few heaven balls out of his system, it was a couple outbreaking routes, maybe one or two across the middle. He was absolutely dotting shit up for the rest of the pro day. The deep balls looked beautiful. They looked gorgeous. The touch was there after a couple early misses. And for those picking a side, whatever side you stand on, you have evidence of what you like or dislike about the player. I don't think Jaden or Drake lit up their pro day, but I don't know if I need them to light up a pro day. I still think both of them have a significantly higher ceiling than JJ McCarthy, but he had the cleanest pro day. What does that tell us at this point? It tells us that while we get excited about the process, while we can enjoy the process of watching these pro days, these should not make or break a prospect. It should only break you if you have a Teddy Bridgewater-like day where you're just all over the place the entire day. Maye started uneven. He got his shit under him. And then it also felt like some of his receivers were jogging. They weren't going full speed, which is weird because it's not like y'all are Brian Thomas Jr. and Malik Neighbors. Like, there's not a first-round pick on this field with Drake Maye. But I like what I saw from the kid. he has insane arm talent. Insane. If you think that is an average NFL arm, you're wilding. That is a special NFL arm. He got one of those things on him, man. He got one of them guns on him. And I think early on, he needed to dial it back a little bit. He was coming out like he was trying to break receivers' fingers earlier on in the process. He wanted to show you just how much velocity he has when he throws that football. At 21, with the athleticism he has, because he ran for just under 1,200 yards combined in his 2 years starting in college and over double-digit touchdowns, he's the ultimate piece of clay quarterback in the 2024 NFL draft. 21, endless upside, endless potential, projection player. He's the guy that if your coaching staff is able to reach his full potential as a passer, you're getting one of them ones. You're getting one of those guys. You're getting a Josh Allen, Justin Herbert type guys if he's able to put it all together. And everything that I seen from his pro day, Jaden Daniels' pro day, I'm still firmly on the fence with I am content with drafting either guy at number 2 for the Washington Commanders. But preference-wise, I will always lean more to the side of big arm, sturdy build quarterback. He checked in at 6'4", 227 today. That's a body I know that can take on the rigors of the NFL. Attach that with a big arm and very good mobility for his size. Like, this is a dude. Josh Allen is a top 3 rushing quarterback in the league. Drake Maye's faster than Josh Allen. He moves better than Josh Allen. So if you can get his mechanics and his passing. Also, I think Maye is further along as a passer than Josh Allen was coming out of Wyoming. Josh Allen went 7th in the draft to Buffalo. It took him a couple years to develop. I think Maye is further along than Josh Allen was at this current point. And I think we've created the ecosystem for him to grow and thrive here. So I feel like we're in great shape. We're in such a great position at number 2, whether it be Jaden, whether it be Drake Maye, or whether we pull the shocker of all shockers and take J.J. McCarthy with the 2nd pick. We're in good shape any way that we go. Dan Quinn and Adam Peters, they look extra chipper, extra jubilant today. Can't say the same about Cliff Kingsbury. That boy looked hungover, and he looked very low energy and incognito as he's been at all these pro days, but that boy looked like he had him a few before they started that practice. But Adam Peters and Dan Quinn were all smiles, animated. There was a lot of yapping happening with Drake Maye during and after his pro day workout today. Drake Maye created the viral moment of the pro day season where he sailed up outbreaking route and it hit something and it sounded like the whole fucking stadium was about to crumble to the ground like Pompeii. That shit was hilarious. That was a loud ass sound. You could hear it because most pro days guys are working out with music on, but Drake Maye's, they were working out to pure silence, you know, because real G's move in silence like lasagna. They were working out the silence, and he hit something, and it sounded like the stadium was about to crumble to the ground. But I like what I saw. And favorite thing about Drake Maye's pro day, every time he egregiously missed the pass, they came right back to it. He auto-corrected it, and it looked much better, much crisper, much cleaner the second time. Very ambitious because we've seen a lot of very lax, laid back pro days where they're throwing 45, 50 passes. Drake Maye's not only was 70 passes, it was fast paced. They moved to different parts of the field a few times during it. I liked it. This is my kind of pro day. I like the script here. They wanted to completely unload the clip for guys that are present. And I respect that vulnerability. He opened himself up for more critique because the more times you throw the ball, the more opportunities you have to throw some bullshit. So I respect Drake Maye and QB country's approach to the pro day. 70 plus throws all over the field. We saw a little bit of everything. The arm talent is infectious, and the league is never going to run out of love or affinity for a big armed 6'4", 230-pound quarterback. And that's what Drake Maye is. I really like Jaden Daniels. I really like Drake Maye. And I'm starting to like JJ McCarthy a little bit more. We're in great shape at number 2. Pro day season is now over. We're pretty much done with the major parts of free agency. Washington signed a free agent today. We signed 5'8", 190-pound receiver Olamide Zaccheaus, formerly of the Philadelphia Eagles and Atlanta Falcons, a guy we've seen play us quite a few times over the last few years, playing for Atlanta and the Falcons. Undersized guy, can run 4.4 speed, but I don't see a roster spot lock out of Olamide Zaccheaus. I see a camp body depth guy who probably understands the verbiage. We wanted another veteran in the room. Shit, at base, he's better than De'Ami Brown. But that's not saying much because De'Ami Brown statistically is about as good as you listening and me. He goes out on Sundays and puts up the same stat line as we do from the couch, from the crib. So Olamide Zaccheaus, he may find a spot on the roster because right now, Terry and Han in the slot is pretty much all we have that's a guarantee in that room right now. But we add Zaccheaus in free agency. Pro days today was Drake Maye. Michael Penix Jr. also had his pro day. He had a very good throwing session, and he had the cap 40 of the pro day season. They said he ran a 4.46. I watched that 40. Ain't no way in hell that was no damn 4.46. But he looked good. He looked plenty mobile enough. He didn't always show that in games. He could be stuck in the pocket or look statuesque at times, but he definitely ain't run no goddamn 4.6. That was probably like a 4.59, just under a 4.6, not no damn 4.46. No, sir. Michael Penix did not run a 4.46. Do not let pro day 40s fool you. Y'all remember the COVID year, the pandemic year, where everybody got a 4.3 like Oprah was giving them out? You get a 4.3. You get a 4.3. You get a 4.3. Where everybody was cheating their 40s because it was a fake season. That's what Michael Penix's 40 felt like, but the throwing session actually looked stellar. But if I had to power rank how the pro days went, I would say JJ McCarthy's 1A, Caleb Williams 1B, Jaden Daniels, Drake Maye 2A, 2B. That's how I would rank them because Daniels and Maye did not light up their pro days by any, but they check the boxes they need to check. And for those that are naysayers and want to nitpick the flaws and deficiencies of the guys, you saw enough there to do that as well. I'm cool with what I've seen. Bring them boys in for these top 30 visits. Let's fall in love with a guy. Let's play matchmaker. And when we get on that clock at number 2 on April 25th, let's get hopefully our guy of the right now and our guy of the future. Hopefully 10 years from now, we're looking back like, wow, I can't even believe we were not all in on this guy when we should have been. Let's get it. We're like 27 days away from the start of the NFL draft. Whether it's Drake Maye, Jaden Daniels, or JJ McCarthy, I'm just excited that the Adam Peters, Dan Quinn era of Washington football and the first post-Dan Snyder official era of Washington football is being kicked off with a new GM, a new head coach, and a shiny new franchise quarterback. Let me know what your thoughts on the Drake Maye Pro Day was below in the comments. Until next time, hail to the Washington Commanders. Deuces.